Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. Okay, so let's talk about environmental design. Our environment. I'm not talking about landscaping. I'm not talking about doing master bathrooms and all of that. You know, everything has a design. Design is architecture, isn't it? For our homes, for the couches, for everything. And you know when you do something wrong. Anybody ever bought a couch that was too big and then you get it and you're just like, what have I done here? I've got to return it. That's happened. That has happened to me. I had to return couches before, and now I've got 3 things that I'm returning to take back. The mirrors, I have these oval tilting mirrors. I thought they were so cute, but in the space, it doesn't work. It's a good idea, but in the space, it doesn't work. So that's what we have to be looking at is adjusting things to make them work for us. And I'm going to round all of this up later at the very end of this program, but I want you to hear this because design is everything. It's here to support. It's here to bring beauty into your life. And it's also here structural wise because it structurally handles the life that you want to lead. This is incredible. We can't shoot from the hip and expect to get any kind of results. This is the thing that we've got to do. You know, it's just what we do. So physical environment is one of the most overlooked drivers, really, of habit and behavior change. This is what James Clear says in Atomic Habits. He's the one who opened my eyes to this whole thing. Because I just, you know, of course I did goals and I had journals and I've done all these things, but purposely setting up an environment that you look left and you see a quote, you know, like I've got my quote right here. You know, my quote is looking at me right in the eyeballs. You've got a quote that says, yes, aha, yes, I remember. I'm going to be consistent because consistency is my word of the year. You know, I see something across the way and I've got I am statements that are looking right at me. And when I wake up in the morning, I've got a whole environment that is supportive of the morning routine that I need to have in place so I can get done the things I want to get done. It's one thing supports another thing supports another thing. It's habits, it's piggybacking habits, and it's making that framework work for you. So we can very easily, as you know this, you know, we can be easily swayed into becoming these creatures of habit that our habits are all wrong and they take us down the wrong path and it's really hard to buck. It's difficult. I mean, if you worked, I've seen people who do this, but if you were a baker, for example, you know, and you're working around all these sweet things all day long and you're a carb junkie, that's going to be a hard environment to work in, right? But we have to get to the place where the structure of our environment is 100% everything that we look at holds us to the place of doing the thing that we want to do. It's a constant reminder. We use 5 senses for that. I'll go through all of that, but I just want you to remember this, that everything can remind you of what it is that you want. Isn't that wonderful? Because then you're not sitting here and just saying, I'll check my journal later, or I'll look in my Take Back Your Life journal later, or whatever. Your environment is looking at you. Your environment is telling you what it is that you want to do and how you want to do it. My glasses, I'm so sorry. Maybe I go over here. I don't know. But it just makes so much difference. It really helps you to set up that exact environment that you want to live in. So it's all done with intentional design. You get to be the architect of your environment, not just left to chance anymore, not just what it used to be, and not just hanging on to willpower. It's like biting on a piece of wood and taking a shot of brandy, just in order to endure how hard it is. I have one of the things that I have my coaching clients do. I have them do a pantry raid and clean out their pantries and get rid of the things that are going to cause issues. But there are occasions where they've got people in their homes who say, don't touch my Doritos, Mom. Get your hand off of it, or Oreos. So what do I have them do? Still set up that environment that supports them. So when they open the pantry, those things are missing because they've moved that pantry of their kids' stuff somewhere else, so it's out of sight, out of mind. And if it's not possible, guess what? Then we pull out these little sticky notes. On a sticky note, I have them do, what's your goal? What are you trying to do? I had one gal, she said, well, I'm 15 pounds away from my goal. I said, okay, 15. And I said, then take this sticky note, put it on the bag of Doritos, put it on the Oreos, put as many sticky notes as you can on the bags, and then take some tape, like a packing tape, and put it on there so this won't fall off, and instruct the family. You are welcome to eat all the Oreos you want, all the Doritos, whatever it is that you want. Don't touch my sticky note. You will suffer a consequence you don't want, right? Because that's the intentional environment we're looking to support, we're looking to put together. You know what this does? This gives our brain a break, because now we don't have to make decisions all the time. We get weary making decisions. You've heard mental fatigue. It's a thing. It's an actual thing. So when you get just exhausted from constantly should I or shouldn't I, and back and forth, there are a couple of things that you can do. One is, of course, your intentional environment, just what we're talking about right now. And two is your never and always rules. I never eat out of a bag. I never eat junk food. I never eat stuff with ingredients lists this long. I never eat food with ingredients that I can't pronounce or know exactly what they are when I look at them. That starts to narrow the options, because you'll know this, you'll pick up the bag and you'll go, yeah, well, that's not going to happen. Because your body sees that, your body reads it and goes, inflammation. You asked for it, here it is, and just delivers. So we start with a framework of the habits we want to create. We do, because the framework of this whole architecture thing is the habits that we want to create. And we use this environment, the right one, because it's going to basically autocorrect the things that are out of whack, so that we can get what we want out of what we're trying to do. We get our bad behavior kind of, okay, that, I was going to go eat those Doritos, but I guess I'm not now, that's a done deal. We the forgotten new habit that I'm not going to suddenly becomes, oh, yes, you are, because you wake up first thing in the morning and there are your exercise clothes. There are the supplements that you forgot to take. Now they're out there on the counter. Your environment is now supporting everything. You got that? That's the thing that is just something. That's the thing that's going to take care of everything. It helps us to construct something that it just flows, and it makes our environment more feasible, and it makes it more workable. And it makes it less so that we are in this constant push me, pull you thing of should I or shouldn't I? Because you're always and never rules are there. And your environment is constructed in such a way that you know exactly what to do and when to do it and what's next. You see it. It influences you. That's the influence of an environment. So are you, like I said, if you're tempted by bad choices, well, you know what to do. Here's your sticky notes. That's what you're going to do. Or you move them, or whatever. You stay accountable with your body clutter buddy. You make it happen, because again, it's your construct. And then if you're not doing your workouts, what can you do with that? Well, you can make an appointment on that. Put an appointment in your calendar to do it. Block that time off. Put it on your Google Calendar, and lay out your exercise clothes so you can get them and make them available. The other thing that you can do is just say, well, it's so hard and all of this, because we all go through all of that. And you say, okay, you don't have to do it, but you have to show up. You have to have your costume on, and you have to do it for just 5 minutes. That's all, 5 minutes. And then if you don't want to do it anymore, walk away. And you know what happens? We end up doing it anyway, don't we? It makes such a difference. The other thing that you can do is set if-then intentions, because I love this, because if, then, and then reward. So if I exercise and follow my plan for 5 days in a row, or whatever it is that you want to do, then I will not only feel better, I'll be able to report and be accountable to the fact that I did my plan. And then I'm going to reward myself and go get a manicure. Or I'm going to reward myself and put stickers on my calendar, and I've got bragging rights, for a week. But one thing that we do not do, and come on, guys, tell me exactly what it is. We don't reward ourselves with food. We're not dogs. We are not dogs. We don't need to be trained with a little kibble or a little treat, do we? What we need is things that are not food-centric. We need things that are habit-centric, that underline, underscore, and confirm that we're on the right path. So the other thing is we have to use triggers and cues. I love the one I've shared this one with you before, that it's about the senses. We want to hear it. We want to see it, smell it, feel it, taste it. So hearing it, one of the things that I love this, and I do not remember where I read it, but this is not my original idea. I wish it was, because I think it's brilliant. But it's going into the kitchen, and if you're an after dinner grazer or whatever, and going into the kitchen and kitchen's closed, and it doesn't matter, if your family decides, are you kidding me? It's like, this is popcorn time, or I'm going to go get the ice cream or whatever. But you've just told yourself that the kitchen is closed. Clap on, clap off. We're done. And you're telling yourself it's time. Pay attention to this. Listen, here it is. Yeah, Catherine's a clapper. I love that. We have to do that. When we do that, it triggers something in our head. Like, okay, we're listening. We get this. The other thing is seeing it. This is why I say, get the quote deck, put the quotes up on the wall, use whatever it is that's available to you. Use the mindful mug. I mean, look what this says. Don't get mad about the results you didn't earn from the work you didn't do. Hello, wallop, right there, 2x4, right upside the head. It gets us and it makes us see. And you think that our brains are registering all of this, always. And we're re-architecturing, is that a word? Our brains, which is fabulous. We want we want those new connections in there. We want that to be the normal, that to be the default, that to be the thing that we do, and not the old crap that we did that didn't support the life that we want to live. This is all about vibrancy. We want to smell it. So when you have that bone broth cooking, I want you to go in there and go, man, that stuff smells good. And that's going to support the life that I want to live. That's going to give my body what it needs. It's so warming. It's so comforting. I love my bone broth. I mean, over the top and crazy, right? It sounds like it, but what it does is it confirms you're making a good decision here. You're doing the right thing. You're setting yourself up for success. You've prepared for it. You've planned it. And here it is on its way. And it's not going to sit there and rot in my refrigerator. Oh, no. I'm going to be using it. Look at all my clappers. Put your pinkies up if you're a clapper. I love clapping. So we smell it and then we feel it. Here's the thing. Remember we talked about the workouts and how to make that whole thing work? Well, when you work out and you're done and you've had it all over, you can feel what it feels like to accomplish this one little tiny goal, this one little thing on your calendar. It feels good. You write about it in your journal and you highlight it and take a look at it. Now you've got a visual of the whole thing. And not only are you going to get a visual of just that, but you're also going to get a visual of what you look like. Things are going to start shifting and changing. And all of these things add up. They're all on your side. They're all in your corner. And all these other things that are trying to drag you down and trying to keep you away from it, and all the old habits are going to start retreating and ebbing away. I mean, it just makes such a difference. You need to taste it. When you're tasting something and when you're in this place of going, oh, this is different. I haven't had that before. I want you to say, this is delicious. I've had several people in the sprint group, our little hot melt sprint group, saying, oh my gosh, this is so tasty. I love the hot melt sprint dressing. I love the way this, Gwen just posted too. She was talking about how much she loved the chicken avocado burger that was just in the newsletter. That's why you should be getting the show notes, by the way, because we throw down some tasty recipes you might like. Yeah, and just go to Saving Dinner and sign up. It's that easy. It's not hard. But We can hear it, we can see it, we can smell it, we can feel it, we can taste it. We bring all the senses in, and the senses work in our brains, and they help to change the whole trajectory of where we're going. Bingo, that's what we want. So, we get cravings and we get things, and use your supplements, use your things, help yourself to feel better by doing better. Pretty easy. But it's the design of our environment. It's going to directly reinforce exactly what it is that you want or what it is that you don't want if you're not conscientious about designing it yourself. Clear the clutter, get rid of the stuff that bring you down, get rid of the clothes that bring you down, get rid of your old clothes. Don't put them in another closet. Donate them. As you grow out of your clothes, donate them, because when you give them permission to grow back into them, if you have them hanging around, by the way, no, get rid of them. So this is the thing that we want to do, because it's going to impact everything. It's going to impact our environment. And if we're going to impact our environments, we're going to change them. If we want to change our lives, we've got to change our environments. That's it. End of story. So I want you to think about this, because environment also trumps willpower at any point, because willpower is fleeting, just for a minute, and it's tough, and it causes so much anxiety and brain power. Environment doesn't do that, and it trumps willpower at any point. It also trumps motivation, because again, motivation's like willpower. It's fleeting. It's here one day, and then you want to sit on the couch the next. Am I right? I mean, this is just how we are. It's how we operate as humans. So without the proper construct, without the proper framework, without deciding and making a decision about a proper environment to support the vibrant lives that we want to live, we're going to be struggling hard. This is a big step that makes it so much easier. So here's what I want you to do, right? I want you to think about it. I want you to plan for it. I want you to prepare for it, and think about all the different things that you're trying to do. All the things that you want to just, if you could write out your ideal day where you felt 100% supported, where you were doing all the right thing and you had it all dialed in, what would that look like? And start there and reverse engineer it. What does that mean? How am I going to do this? What is my morning routine ritual going to look like? What's my evening ritual going to look like? How am I going to set this stuff up? How am I going to schedule it? What's going to be around me? What am I going to see? What is it all about? And then as you do that and you start living it, and you got things that don't work exactly, then all you need to do is very simple, is just to say course correct. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't work out perfectly. It's a course correction. Big deal. We can course correct at any time. We can fix whatever's broken at any time. And we can even stand back. We can bring somebody in and ask for a little help. There's 1,000,001 things that we can do, but I'm going to tell you this right now. You're worth every effort that you put into correcting and creating an environment that 100% supports you. Your goals, your desire to have this vibrant life. I say it all the time. We aren't trying to be bikini models. We're not. What we're trying to do is live vibrant lives and interact and have vibrant relationships and the life that we're proud to lead. We can do that at any time. And a big thing, a big way that we do it, it all starts with our physical environment. Get it set up, and it will serve you. Game on. You ready for that? Good. I am. Peace be with you. I appreciate you guys so much. And if you like this episode, I guess it's an episode, I don't know, share it. Sharing is caring, and I really appreciate it. We have a lot of new people coming in. Bring them in, and let's show them what living a vibrant life is all about. You guys are doing this and crushing day 3 of our Hot Melt Sprint. Let's get it, take it to the next level. We're all about that, right? Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.